Can see us, but we can't see them.
I'll just put a nice smile on.
We're ready. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Hey, Ashley.
Hello, hello.
All right. So, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. I am super psyched for our conversation topic, mostly because it is something that literally blows entrepreneurs' minds. It blows their minds. But before we get into today's topic, Ashley, how you doing?
I'm good. The sun is out and it feels amazing.
I just had a call with somebody who's in Toronto, who I knew from Toronto, my Toronto days, didn't realize I'm back in Vancouver. And she's like, why is it so, it's so sunny there? Why is it so sunny? I'm like, oh no, I'm on the West Coast now. It's early. It's early out here.
Yeah, we're dealing with our own stuff over here now, right?
Yeah, it is chaos. What would they call it? An atmospheric
River.
river or something? Like, I'm just picturing like a river in the sky. Is that basically what they're saying it was?
I'm trying not to watch too much of it. It's messing with my head.
It's
unbelievable.
Wild.
Yeah.
It's wild. I know you did the Costco run. You said you did the Costco run to stock up. That was
Yep.
an interesting, a bold choice for a Wednesday morning.
And I was the one that went at 9:00 when it opened, pushing the only broken cart with, I got toilet paper and some meats and stuff like that. And I'm literally like this, pushing it. And it's not going anywhere. So I'm doing like a 10-point turn just to go around the corner. And it was, I got my workout today.
You're like literally like getting your arm workout in, like, yeah.
My arms were so sore by the end and I had to like stretch and
oh my gosh.
I got my workout in, so I'm good.
When the storm was like going bananas out here, we lost power in our building and my dad happened to be in the elevator. And it's funny because like he just had because my dad lives with me and he had just left and then the power went out. I was like, oh no. And then I got the text, I'm trapped in the elevator. And so I'm knocking. I'm like, are you okay? But I had to phone the fire department and get them to come and open up the elevator for him because there was no one to call. But I will tell you, for anyone who's afraid of getting stuck in an elevator, it didn't take long for them to get there and get him out.
Good.
So I feel like that's a phobia that you can like just let go of. It was actually quite easy. And they were great. They sent someone right over. So
oh man, that wouldn't be fun.
No.
I would immediately just get hungry. Even though I probably just ate. Like,
my first thought is, what if I have to go pee? If you know me, I'm always having to go pee. And so I literally with Ashley, I was like, I'm gonna be on StreamYard in 2 seconds. I gotta go pee.
Yeah.
That's my panic point. What if I pee? Friends, let's get into today's topic. Ashley, why don't you give everybody a little bit of context of who you are and what you do?
Yes. So I go to Costco on Wednesday mornings at 9. So I am WriterGal, WriterGal Marketing. My business is to help entrepreneurs show off their unique expertise.
Yeah.
Because we know that we're not the only ones that do what we do, but we all do it in a certain way. And our job as business owners is to show off that we're the best in what we do.
Yes.
So I help people do that through their content, through their blogs, social media, website, lead magnets, emails, all of that stuff.
I love it. Because was that this year that we did our blogging workshop or was that it was during the pandemic?
It was last year because I was in my old house then.
Yes. So you know what? And I'm going to share that after while you're talking. I might go grab that link for folks because Ashley did a brilliant blogging workshop and I have the replay of that where you took us through how to structure a blog. And it's one of the most referred workshops that I send out to people, to clients, to students, to friends. I still use that as of my own template and format. But why I brought you on today was because, and this is where I talked about that mind-blowing moment, entrepreneurs, when they go to create content, so a blog, a podcast, a YouTube, even a workshop or a Facebook Live like this, what entrepreneurs are doing are thinking, what do I want to write about? And what they're not thinking about is what are my clients or customers Googling and searching for? And that's why it's so important that we talk about SEO and keyword research before you create your content. So that's why Ashley and I are here today, because I wanted Ashley to come on and talk a little bit about that. So you start talking. I'm going to go grab that replay link. The floor is yours.
Well, thank you. My floor. It is my floor here. My humor is not where it should be today. I'm sorry.
It's the Costco trauma.
I'm traumatized from Costco. But Lindsay, what you said is so right. We can all create amazing blogs, amazing lead magnets, amazing workshops that are full of value. But if no one can find it, what's the point? We're wasting our time.
You're literally wasting your time.
There's no point. Like, why would you go and create a whole 2-hour workshop, create a whole 5-page PDF?
Yeah.
If no one's ever going to read it.
Yeah.
And that's where SEO and keywords come in. And I like to say that doing keyword research is kind of like taking a guess. We don't really know what people are searching for. We have to take an educated guess.
Yeah.
Right?
And I'm going to interject. Is that okay?
Go for it. Tell me to shut up.
No, I would never say that. But that's, I think, where a lot of entrepreneurs, like in anything, so much at the beginning of a business is guessing and then like taking action off of that. And I think when it comes to keyword research, we're literally guessing. No, how do you get over that even anxiety of writing something into Google in the first place and not being frozen in that?
You just have to do it. But the whole point is, it, like you said, it's a guess, but it's an educated guess.
Yeah.
Because I would hope that you know your audience, right? Like Lindsay, what kind of things people might be looking for. A great way to start is, what are those pain points?
Yep.
That's why we Google things, because we have a problem. How to stockpile water. How to bake your own bread. Yeah. I'm going to start baking my own bread again soon. It's so exciting. But, people are searching for those things because they have a problem. Yep. So that's sort of where the education, part of the education comes in, is we know what our customers' problems are because we've worked with someone like Lindsay. We've worked with somebody who's helped us figure these things out. And we're just translating that using all of the little algorithm tips and tricks to find that right phrase and use that to create the content that will appease to the people having the problem.
Yeah. And that's the important thing, is that understanding you need to get in the head of your customer or your client. Around here, we say your PPC, your perfect potential customer, right?
Yeah.
You need to think about what they are Googling, and reflect on, what have they said to you? What have they asked you when you've talked with them or worked with them? What are some of the problems they came to you with? And then start typing those in as keywords. And one thing I want to touch on really quickly is, not all keywords are created equal. Right. And there's a thing around the search pool and how many other people you're competing against for that keyword, and so on and so forth. The floor is once again yours.
Yeah, there's all those things, which we won't have time to go through today. We can do that in the workshop in a couple of weeks. But it really is finding out what are the right keywords and creating that content for that. And, a question we get asked all the time, or I get asked all the time, is, should I write my content first and then find the keyword and incorporate it in, or do it the other way around?
And what do you suggest? Because I'm not going to lie. A lot of times I write the content first and then I go find the keyword.
Quite honestly, it happens. Don't be afraid if you do that. Sometimes you're inspired, do it.
Yeah.
But it's better if you do it the other way around. Now here's why. Let me see if I can get this right.
Yeah.
So Lindsay, is there something that you've wanted to learn? A skill, anything like that?
Yes, I have a ukulele and I really want to, but I really want to find some like lessons and things, like learn how to play the ukulele.
That's awesome.
I found out that I have a kid's ukulele, but I do have small hands. So like it makes sense. It's like, someone told me it's a kid's one. I'm like, yeah, it's because my hands are tiny.
That's cute. That's awesome. Okay. So let's say, Lindsay, you want to learn how to play the ukulele. Let's say you're going into university to ukulele master's course.
Okay.
Let's stick with me for a moment.
Yep.
So you walk in, it's the first time you've walked in that classroom. The teacher comes up in front of the class, stands tall with their notebook, the professor, and they say, okay, everyone, your thesis papers are due tomorrow. Have a nice day. Go for it. You know nothing about ukuleles.
Yeah.
You might know how to hold it. You might know a little bit here and there. So you go off because you're, the dutiful student. You're going to do your work. You come up with this thesis paper overnight. Good work, by the way. And you submit it. Now, you probably did some Google research to come up with some things, talk to people. You just did a little bit. You submitted it, and it's probably factually right. But is your teacher going to like it? Did you apply all the things that your teacher was expecting you to apply in that thesis? You know, the right formatting, the right citing, the right information that she's taught you, or she would have taught you if you went. So when you think about this kind of example, think of it like SEO. Attending class, which you should have done before doing your thesis, is like doing your keyword research. You know, you're figuring out all the little pieces that you need to know. Your paper that you submitted, your thesis, is your blog, your website, your YouTube video.
Yeah.
And the teacher is your customers.
Yeah.
So if you do your thesis or do your blog post before you've actually figured out what people need,
yeah,
it works. It's a good piece of content potentially, but it's not what the teacher wanted. It's not what your customers wanted. You know, so that's why it's so important in a very high level kind of fun ukulele way, why it's important to do your research, know your stuff, then write the content afterwards. And that's what SEO is all about.
Well, and that's something, so way back in the day when I took Sunny Lenarduzzi's YouTube for Bosses, she talked about, again, so she taught keyword research. I do find your way a little bit easier and more practical, but it was still really good. And one of the things that like she had you do was not just do the research for the keyword, then go look at what was written. Go look and see what other people are already writing on this topic. Go see what's covered. Go see where the holes are. Go see what people are engaging with, right?
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if she went that far. That's just me adding it on. Go see what people are engaging with. See what gets the likes, right? And so again, with keyword research, it's about what are people searching, but also what else is being created, and also what are people engaging with, and also what is the search pool, and also there's so many more things to it.
You're gonna overwhelm people. You're overwhelming me.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. I think that's where it's like you can feel like you're really feeling your way in the dark. And this is what, and Ashley alluded to the workshop, because I'm going to share the link for that right away, because we're going to be doing a workshop on the 30th where it's literally Ashley spending 2 hours with us, taking us through how to do it and taking you through your own examples, how to do it. Right. Because there's this feeling your way through the dark, and it gets overwhelming quickly. And I think a lot of entrepreneurs just give up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have, there is a lot of things to know.
Yeah.
So there's this graphic. I wish I could show it right now. It's this big circle, and it shows all of the factors that that Google uses to rank a page.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Will you bring that to the workshop?
I should. Yeah. It's in my slide deck for sure.
Amazing.
So of this circle, half of it is like design and coding and background of your website.
Yeah.
But the other half is content.
Yeah.
Stuff you're writing.
Yeah. Like, for example, entrepreneurs, did you know that you want to be having blogs on your site? Because if your website is not, you need to keep adding content to your website. If you're not adding fresh content, you will rank lower on Google. Entrepreneurs,
that's one of the things they look for. No.
And the other thing I'm going to say too right now is, this is the thing with blogging, is that entrepreneurs often think blogging is a way of giving away value for free. I mean, yes, but mostly it's a marketing business tool. It is so that your website shows up on Google. So you have to flip the way you think about blogging as about creating free value, even though you still do, and really reframing that into, this is a way that I get found organically on Google. It is a strategic tool, and I have to do it strategically.
Yeah. And that's what I like about things like blogging or videos or anything that you create, is you are creating value, which people want. People are craving value and information.
Yeah.
It's showing off your expertise. Yeah, there's a reason you have a problem. And it's helping on the technical side of getting your site ranked.
Yeah.
So it's like a perfect trifecta of everything that you need.
Yeah.
So there's no reason why you shouldn't be doing some kind of content, whether it's blogs, whether it's YouTube videos, infographics, whatever it is, you should be doing this stuff.
Exactly. And that is the cool thing I like with the reason I like blogging more than like a YouTube, for example, is YouTube, it's really easy to just go to the next video, go to the next video, go to the next video. Whereas on blogging, they're there, and you are now able to link to other content you have, or link to your lead magnet, right? Or some other call to action. And generally they're on your site, not YouTube site, your site, right?
Yeah. And that's one of those factors that the more you can keep people engaged on your site and linking them around, Google likes that too. That's part of that wheel. You need to appease Google and your customers at the same time.
When you were using that thesis example and you said that the teacher is the customer, I actually thought that you were going to say the teacher is Google, because really It's
In a way,
Google.
yeah.
Because if you have people, like, if your customer is reading your blog and they're staying on your page, Google is like, "Ooh, I like this." And
That's
so
true, yeah.
really you're really appeasing Google. By nature of answering your customers' questions that they're searching for, you're also
Yes.
serving them. But then
Yes.
by keeping them on your site, by having, people engage with you, by keeping fresh content, you're appeasing Google. So you're kind of hitting both of them at the same time.
That's why it's so amazing.
So it's funny because we're getting like super like granular and technical, and you can
Yeah.
see how something that some people might see as boring. I mean, it's really fun to nerd out to as an entrepreneur who's bootstrapping and doing your own organic marketing. But really, when you understand how to do keyword research, understand how SEO works and how your website plays a role and your content plays a role, you can see how quickly you can drive organic traffic without paying for ads, without investing a ton of marketing. And you have so much that really is in your control when it's done with the knowledge of how to do it.
And that's so key. And everything that I'm going to show in the workshop I'm not going to show you the paid tools. I'm not going to show you any of those. I'm going to show you the free tools
Yeah.
and how it's easy for you to get started right now
Yeah.
without needing a developer. I mean, that's great to get the back end stuff done, but you can do a lot yourself and it's not that difficult once I show you my secrets.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, they're not I'm like, I mean, you don't have to be so mysterious, but I also get it. I mean, it does feel like a secret. Like that's what, hang on, I'm just gonna throw the link here in the chat.
Mhm.
This is when I talk about like the mysterious and the secrets. Like I
Yeah.
talk about that with copywriting. I'm like, copywriting is not that hard. You just have to understand a handful of basic rules and
Mhm.
and formulas,
Yep.
and then away you go.
Mhm.
But where it gets complicated is if you don't know your market, if you don't
Yes.
know them and what their
Yes.
problems are and their symptoms are and their needs and desires are and what they're looking for. And that's where, if you're an entrepreneur and you're realizing, I'm just guessing, like I'm kind of guessing on all this, I have no idea.
Yeah.
That is a sign that you need to spend some time getting up close and personal with your PPC, your perfect potential customer, getting
Mhm.
on some Zooms, getting on some calls, hanging out, getting to know them, working with them when you can, because that's what's going to give you all that fuel for that keyword research, right?
Yep.
For that copywriting.
It's all, being a business owner, as all of you know, it's
Mhm.
not just about being good at one thing. You
Yeah.
have to be good at a lot of things. People may
Yep.
say, no, you need to specialize, but you do. You need to at least know it.
Yeah.
You need to know how it works. So if you decide you don't want to do it, you give it to someone else. But
Yeah.
you need to know.
Yeah. Well, because the thing is that, oh gosh, oh gosh.
Uh-oh.
I'm so ranty this week. You should hear my podcast that's coming out tomorrow. It's all about when to quit your job.
Yeah.
And I had Min, my podcast manager, go through, and I was like, just tell me if I'm too ranty. She's like, well, you're a little ranty, but like it's good information.
Yeah.
I'm so ranty. Okay, what did you just say that I was going to rant on? Now I forget as I was thinking.
Oh, business owners knowing everything.
Right,
Yeah.
marketing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so a lot of times when people are new entrepreneurs, they avoid doing the scary things, which is putting themselves out there, creating content, putting themselves out there, getting in up close and personal with their market, doing sales calls. They
Mhm.
avoid that because it's scary and it's uncomfortable, and they
Yes.
want to pay marketers to do it for them. But what you don't understand is what Ashley just said. You have to figure that out first before you can outsource it, because your marketer is going to come to you and say, who's your audience? Who's your niche? What do they want to know? What are their problems? What are their desires?
Mhm.
You need to know that stuff, right? And so as a business owner, I think that's the part that a lot of folks don't anticipate and hopefully embrace and are, really dive into, which is the scary thing of talking to people.
Ooh, what?
Talking to people and putting yourself out there.
We have to
Was
talk to
that
people. Oh,
was that a hard thing
I
for you when you started your business?
Yeah, because I came from being a mom for a few years and
Yep.
then jumping into having my own business, and I kind of sat like down in the corner, I'm a mom, I kind of do stuff, but that's it. But then once you realize that you find your voice, start talking to people what they need, then I'm like, "Oh, yeah. I'm in my zone and this is what you need to do." But it
It
takes
just
time, but it's
I was
fun
gonna say it
once you
takes
get there.
time. It
It's
takes
so much
time.
fun.
And I think it's like anticipating that it's gonna probably be a little bit scary, and that's okay. And you can do hard things.
Yep.
Lady Gaga.
Mhm.
Hashtag Lady Gaga. So so for folks who are like, holy crikey, I've been doing this all wrong. I need to start blogging. I need to start creating content, and I need to do it strategically. Tell us sort of like what folks can expect to walk away with from the workshop?
Yeah. So in the workshop, I'm going to show you, I'm going to assume you're going to come with at least a little bit of knowledge about your audience.
Yeah.
We're going to do some research. I'm going to show you some tools on how to figure out what keywords are good to use, what keyword phrases,
Yeah.
and how you use them, how you actually take, Vancouver blogger and use that to create content, what kind of content you need to create. So that by the end, you'll have at least a few keywords to get started on. You'll know your next steps and you'll know how to do it yourself to get started.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I love that.
And it will be easy. I'll make it easy. I promise.
Yes,
I promise.
you do. You have such a great way of making things simple, which I really appreciate. You don't make us be experts. You just tell us, go do these 3 things. Okay, I can do those 3 things.
Yep, I'm going to give you a process. I'm going to give you a step. I'm going to put it all up on the screen. Maybe I'll have a worksheet. I haven't decided if I'm going to have a worksheet yet, but I should.
I love it. Whatever. You know what? Hey, the word should. I'm like, should.
Should.
If it makes sense.
It's going to be easy. It's going to be fun. I'm going to talk about coffee because I love coffee. That's a story for next time. But that's my goal, is to make it easy and not make it overwhelming, because it's so important.
I love that. Okay, so I've put the links here in the StreamYard app, which we are on right now, but I realized that those don't actually come through onto the Facebook itself. So I'm going to go find the Facebook really quickly and share those there, so you all can go and get yourself registered. And in the meantime, Ashley, tell folks where they can connect with you if they want to talk to you a little bit more about their own needs around SEO and marketing, content marketing.
Yeah, so the best place to get a hold of me is either my website at writergal.ca, or I'm pretty active on Facebook, on my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/WriterGal Marketing. And my WhatsApp is on there. You can message me on there. We can chat anytime. Almost. Perfect. I like to sleep sometimes.
You can message me anytime between the hours of 11 and 3.
Yeah, pretty much. No, 11 and 2. 11 and 2. Got to pick up the kids from school too.
Well, and Ashley and I were just sharing how we both realized that as we're wrapping up the end of the year, it's very busy. And like I cleared off my calendar already. Like, you can't book. And usually I give people a bit of warning, like, okay, you got another week or 2 to book appointments and then I'm out of here. And I was like, I can't. I'm too busy. And I know you were saying the same thing.
Yeah, I just booked off the rest of this week. I'm like, you know what? No one's urgent. If there's urgent stuff, but I'm going to just hunker down and get stuff done this week. We all have to do that sometimes, meetings. Oh, they take a lot of time.
That's what, hang on, sorry. I'm like multitasking. Follow Ashley's Facebook page. I was just talking about that with somebody. I hosted a little workshop right before this, and it was all about like how to not get sucked into the FOMO and the hustle of this time of year. And instead just like take a breath. What are you putting pressure on yourself to do that really can wait till next year? How do you want to feel heading into this holiday season? And y'all know that I'm a really big believer in like taking a big, long, extended break in December and in August. And so like follow our lead, block off your calendar, push stuff till next year, and just like, I don't know, have some rum and eggnog.
Ooh, I just ran out of eggnog yesterday. I should have picked some up at Costco today.
You were at Costco. What are you thinking?
I was too overwhelmed. I couldn't handle it.
Pushing your cart.
Pushing my cart with my whole body weight.
Breaking a sweat. Oh my gosh. Okay, friends, I have put all the links in the Facebook here. So and for folks watching on YouTube, I will come back in and I will put the links there as well. So we have the workshop happening November 30th. Tickets are $35. It is 2 hours of hands-on keyword research workshop with Ashley. And then I also put the replay for Ashley's blogging workshop. I definitely recommend watching that. If you got time, watch it before you come as well, because it's just going to help you that much more with your content. Ashley's Facebook page is there. Ashley's website is there, so you can go follow her, add her on WhatsApp. Do you have a lead? I'm sure you've got a lead magnet, some sort of freebie on there.
I don't even think it's on my website. It's a secret lead magnet.
Oh gosh,
you have to contact me to get the lead magnet.
Okay.
And then I'll have to put it on my website.
And then Lindsay's going to be like, why isn't it on your website?
It's not. Oh, see, sometimes you're so busy, things that seem obvious I will get it on my website soon.
What do they say about like the shoe cobblers, kids never have shoes? You know that saying?
Yeah,
This is what's up. Oh my gosh, Ashley, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Friends, thank you so much for watching. Come get your ticket for November 30th. It is the most, as I said, Ashley as a service provider is one of my most top recommended, the blogging workshops most recommended. And I've put this keyword research together with Ashley while she's doing the work, this workshop together because it is that important and you need to be doing it if you're going to be using content as a marketing tool. So you're going to want to come to that as well. And of course, you'll get access to the replay once it's done as well. So Ashley, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, make it a wonderful day. We'll talk to y'all soon.
Bye.
Bye.